What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling amazing today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you with Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. Now, Cancer, the moon is in Libra. I like the moon when the moon's in Libra. When the moon's in Libra, this is a very harmonious energy. You might feel, they're ruled by Venus, so you might be feeling a little elegant there, Cancer, just more charming, just balanced, fair. Libra's it's very beautiful energy. But also, they're an energy that, because they're the scales, they like to weigh their options. You might notice a little bit of indecisiveness at sometimes, Cancer. So you may notice that you might need like a sounding board, someone to kind of bounce some ideas or get some opinions off of. But this also is a great energy too, Cancer. We have a really great relationship with Venus and in Taurus and Libra and all of that. But when we think about Libra energy as well, theirs is a sign of partnerships, both romantic, business, any sort of long-term partnerships. So this is a great energy for that, any sort of like being amongst friends, family, loved ones, anything along those lines, just kind of celebrating stuff. Great time for, if we're thinking about signing any kind of contracts, anything along those lines. Work with this Libra energy here, Cancer. And then she's still in a waxing gibbous phase. We're getting closer to that full moon lunar eclipse there, Cancer. And with the waxing gibbous phase, this is about clarifying your direction. We're in making any adjustments and that you may have that you might have observed, during whatever whatever it is, whatever thing that you set off to start during this new lunar cycle. Just refining any things that you may notice, some areas that might be weak in, Cancer. And then last couple things. These readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Cancer. Whew, that's a mouthful. Wow. All right, Cancer. So I see we're still, Cancer. Okay, let's talk about this. You got the eighth card of Capricorns, which is a library card. And keep in mind, Cancer, I do a pre-shuffle prior to. You see how so you know what the library card's about: knowledge, information, learning yourself. We don't need to go through that whole bit. But listen, Cancer, I really feel like with this library card, you've been getting a lot of following, like a lot of like cards that been kind of like following you these last almost about a week now, Cancer. And when we get repeat cards like this, I really feel like there's like this emphasis on, and if you're doing these things, Cancer, dope, but and even if we are, it's just like, what is that? It's not to say that you need to move on from what you're doing, but it's just like, can we take that even like a step further? Let's say if you've been working on you got your health routine down, for example, do we want to, include others in on this thing? Do you want to make this like a group thing? Like maybe once a week go for like an outing with a bunch of friends, family, neighborhood, whatever, community stuff, this could be too, Cancer, just like, with where the times are at, this is any sort of like information, any kind of value that you can add to the collective, to the soul tribe. If you have any sort of like thinking about, okay, for example, Uranus is in Taurus right now. You know, we're thinking about finances and things. If you're an expert in finances, share this information. You know, if you're an expert in, you know, people, I've been seeing a lot of stuff on YouTube as far as like health things, you know, just like workout routines, things that work for different people. You know, let's get this information out, Cancer, you know, but it's a weird kind of mix here. You know, if we've been, let's see how we can work with this energy, Cancer. Let me get a little bit more on this, and then let's talk some more. Because this is interesting, because really, out of 108 cards, Cancer, the one that, because even though, you know, even when I pick out like that, it's just like, you know, that's interesting, Cancer. So I feel like maybe there's some, and really just, and you know, Cancer, I just also think too, with this full moon eclipse coming up, with it being the week of, because it's happening on Friday, you know, depending on when you're watching this, on the 5th. This is a really, you know what, just thinking with that, even just kind of looking over this more, you know, you got the secrets here. If there are any secrets, you know, that we maybe, in Cancer, you know, just thinking with this hidden secrets, you know, I'm not thinking like that we're keeping a secret from someone, but if there are any sort of like hidden things that we're not dealing with, or Cancer, you know, talking about this Libra energy relationship stuff, if there are any kind of secrets, information that you feel like maybe this other person needs to know, you know, because Scorpio energy has a way of bringing that stuff out to light here. So just something to think about. But let me get back to getting let's see how we can work with this energy. Because maybe some of us were just asking ourselves, you know, maybe we're doing this like this life question, you know, kind of looking beneath the surface, trying to get more. Oh, that's a little too much there. Hold up. Okay, this one. Okay, dope. Alrighty, Cancer. Let's see what we have here. Okay. So you have the King of Wands, the Page of Cups, and then the Six of Swords here, Cancer. And so, with this energy here, Cancer, I really feel like the King of Wands has been he's been sort of like just hopping in and out of your readings, I feel like, you know. The King of Wands, he's the type that, because he's Sagittarius, this card. This is Sagittarius, and then he rules first 2 decans of Sagittarius, the last decan of Scorpio. And how appropriate that because I like to call these cards, I think of him as like a Sag with a Scorpio moon. So he's about to get his lunar return on Friday. But this is about, when you think of Sagittarius energy, they're about higher learning, you know, expansion. You know, they're really a really intelligent sign, you know, being ruled by Jupiter. And when you just think of that combination, Sag, Scorpio, you know, he's gonna do a real deep dive, a thorough investigation of his abilities, of anything that might be holding his back, of any sort of healing that might need to be done. Just thinking with this, maybe some hidden secrets, some hidden scars, whatever. But in two, Cancer, you know, he's the type that if he's got any sort of like information and things that he wants to share, you know, the kings are not about just keeping, you know, this growth. It expands beyond them, you know, like once they've refined their skills here, it's just like, how do we share this knowledge? You know, the kings are like, you've worked through the court cards and now we're at this state of expertise here. What do we create with that? How do we manifest this? How do we form all these skills and ideas and thoughts that we have and form this into something, you know, brand new here? I love that you got these school of fish that are forming this brand new fish. And that can be something, Cancer, that you're taking your skills here and forming something entirely different. But yeah, I really feel like that is just, it's going on this journey. You see how these birds here, they're like graduating. And I feel like that this is what we're working on. It's like, what can we do to get to this place of where we feel like that we're starting to make it, where we're starting to get closer to our dreams and really starting to understand, you know, what we're bringing and how we can further, you know, accent that, or really, you know, really bring that, because it really does feel like, Cancer, that there's, you just thinking of that, looking beneath the surface. I just feel like that there's something here that's asking you to just do some reflection, or just like, there's something more that can be brought here. And if you've been thinking about that stuff, you know, just like don't feel this pressure that you have to have it solved like right now, you know. But it's just, this energy is just to get you thinking in that direction, start manifesting your intention. You know, that's what these eclipses are about. So really be thinking about this stuff, you know. If you're just, what ways can we improve? What ways do we notice that? Because the Six of Swords too can be a card of, you know, going on to new, you know, to new horizons. Hey, you know what, Cancer? Well, you know, let me finish that thought. It could be journeying on to new horizons, and it can be where, if you've had, because normally there's like a boat, it's like a boat, and then there's these swords that are in the boat. And if we notice that there are swords, that there are things that are just in our sides that are just, again, that are hindering this growth. We got to get eyes on this. I feel like part of that. But another thing with the Six of Swords, this can also be a card of, which one is this one? This is traveling. I want to say it's a card of, can be a card of travel. And this may be something where we might want to, if we've been thinking about expanding or going abroad maybe to learn some things, or just a lot. I feel like a lot to really think about here, Cancer. And really a lot of, yeah, just a lot of things I feel like we can really be doing to just kind of think about just like how we can further evolve, further learn. And then too, Cancer, and really, let me move off just the learning stuff here, because I really feel like there is an emphasis too, just thinking with the King of Wands and the Page of Cups, of putting this stuff out there as well, as finding a way to, whether this is in a blog, or maybe this is in, maybe you do like ebooks, or maybe you make like a podcast or something along those lines. I feel like it's one thing to just know all this stuff and to be just kind of in your craft, but it's just like, how are we adding knowledge for others to learn from, or for other pages? Because the pages are like youthful energy, like the children of the court cards. Are we taking the knowledge, the wisdom that we have, and are we passing that down, you know, and becoming, you know, stepping into your teacher or mentorship, Cancer? So some big stuff to think about here, Lauren. All right, I'm with it. We're thinking expansive. Hold on, let's. All right, Cancer. You got the World here. And I really do love this World card. You know, just for some, if we, you know, just how this is coming out, and if we, you know, if there's, because there is a small part of me, or there's a part of me that just feels like that if there's something that's holding us back, or if there's an area that we can improve in, and we know this thing, you know, it's, because I feel like it's one thing to have eyes on it, but it's just like, what are we doing about it? You know, that's one thing I feel like, let's journey into the unknown. Let's see what, if we've been kind of dragging our feet on this thing, you know, whatever the self-improvement may be. Let's, because the World is the last stop on the major arcana train before we start over as the Fool again. So let's wrap up let's figure out what we want to do for this new exploration that's getting ready to happen, for this next cycle, because that's what this cave is. You're getting ready to journey into the unknown again. So, but I really, you know, just for some others before we move on to some challenges, I really feel like, Cancer, if we have if we've been wanting to put our information out there more, you know, kind of be just like, you know, again, by either maybe writing a book or just whatever this is, I feel like, you know, talking about your journey, you know, or ways to just process, you know, how in whatever field that you're doing, whatever your interest is, you know, talking about that journey, you know, putting this out there to help others complete this cycle, to inspire others to like, oh, okay, Cancer's been doing this stuff here, so at least I know that it's possible. I may not have done it how they did it, but at least I know that it, you know, who knows whose lives you may touch, whose world you might complete here, Cancer. So just think about something like that. It's all interconnected, and it's beautiful what we can harmonious, Cancer. Work with this Libra energy. Let's get some challenges here. Let's get some tea and let's get some challenges. Cancer. There you are, King. Look at you, Kings. All right. So some challenges, Cancer. You know, I feel like maybe for some of us, maybe this challenge is if we're thinking about, because maybe we want to start like maybe turn this into like a side hustle, maybe some of these skills here. Just thinking for an example, maybe we're thinking about how can we make this sustainable. But here's the thing, Cancer. When we think about anything, like well, let me put it this way. If there's something that you're passionate about, where yes, coins, pentacles, getting reward for that is, it's great. I feel like we want to do things just when we're doing this research. I feel like we want to make sure that what is our intentions for learning this stuff? Is it to make more coins or is it for self-improvement? Because I feel like the coins are in addition to what we do, Cancer. I hope that makes sense. The King of Coins, when he's learning things, it's more so about it's abundance in a broader sense. He's like, if this is going to bring him joy, if it's going to bring others information, if it's going to raise the vibration, that's what really fuels him. That's what makes King of Coins King of Coins. That's what makes him abundance, and that's how abundance attracts to him, whether it be wealth, health, all of that, but that's where he operates from a place of abundance, because he's not chasing after the abundance, he's manifesting it. You know what I mean, Cancer? Like, that's where I feel like, this is an interesting challenge. Let me get a little bit more on this King of Coins here. But I will say, Cancer, while we're doing that, when I was talking about the sharing and the putting more, creating content out there, that's the King of Pentacles. He's not just about accumulating abundance. He's about giving back. This is Virgo's card. Virgo Sun with a Leo Moon. He's about, and Leo energy is very generous. You take it from me. I got like a whole bunch of Leo, but it's not just about just the accumulation of abundance. It's about how is this going to help others as well. It's a two-way, but let me get a little bit more on him. Wow. All right, so there's more. Okay. There's wifey. So you got, not his wifey. King of Wands wifey. The other king. You got the Queen of Wands here, Cancer. And you know what? With the Queen of Wands, when it comes down to, I feel like learning, and growth and knowledge, she's the type that she's passionate about this stuff because it's really going to help her come into her energy. She's acquiring more skills, because the Queen of Wands, when she sets her heart on something, she doesn't have like a plan B. She's an improv girl. She likes to think she'll figure it out as she goes. And I'm getting an emphasis, like if we're thinking about, I feel like this energy is leaning more towards like putting out content and creating more things, because the Queen of Wands is very creative, because she's Aries, she's an Aries sun with a Pisces moon. And when you think about Aries energy, they're bringing in the spring. Pisces is considered one of the, that's just a creative little pocket as it is. But I feel like that if we're nervous about starting up some stuff, about really coming to really feeling like an expert in whatever it is, this field that we're in, I feel like be bold, be assertive, just start putting stuff out there, And in Cancer, I'm talking about putting some quality stuff out there too, of course. But manifest, really, I feel like creation, putting out, we don't want to be in this world where we're just consuming things all the time. We want to contribute as well, Cancer. It's not to say that you don't just do that, but we want to make sure that there's a balance, and I hope that this is making sense, because this is an interesting, very interesting reading here, Cancer. So I really feel like you're, for some of us, we're really trying to come into this more of a place of responsibility, in a place where, maybe looking up, going for graduating from student to teacher. So, be thinking about that, Cancer. What steps does that look like? Because I even feel like too, maybe we're worried, like, there's stuff that more stuff that we might need to learn to do these things. But Queen of Wands, again, where I get it, Cancer, if we want to start up something but we're not feeling quite confident in it, what better way to get confident in something than to just do it, and just be in it, and you'll just figure it out things as you go. You'll do tweaks and things. That's how we work with the energies, Cancer. Let's see what are some other challenges. Yeah, but don't be afraid. Be bold. Be assertive. Let's come into this because let's get some more. Absolutely. Okay, Cancer. Last one on the challenges. You got the Three of Coins here. And this is where I was talking about too, when we're talking about the quality that you're putting out there, make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, that it is something that you want to nurture, that you want to give your all, that you want to be passionate about. Because when you're passionate about something, Cancer, when you give it your all, that's how abundance comes, because people are going to sense that. If we're thinking about like whatever, let's say if this is like a business you want to create and we're worried about that, people are going to feel that passion, Cancer. Just invest in whatever it is that you're doing. Just invest, put your best foot forward. This is Mars and Capricorn. That's a strong placement. When you think of that energy, Mars and Capricorn. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So whatever you decide to do, Cancer, when you decide to do this thing, do it with passion, do it with vigor. Do stuff that sparks that interest, that you want to do, that you get up every day and you're like, yes, that's the one. So yeah, Cancer. And Three of Coins too. When we're thinking about manifesting these ideas, maybe if we're stuck for ideas, you hit up a king, you got a couple kings and a queen, maybe even a page might have a couple ideas for you. But don't be afraid to hit up some people for ideas. Log these ideas down if you're not sure, just to have like just documented. And then discuss some stuff, do some brainstorming, but just don't sit on gold, Cancer. All right, but let's get some advice from Venus. I love it. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I love it, Cancer. So you got the Four of Swords here, and then the Queen of Cups. So with this, Cancer, just thinking with the Four of Swords popping up here, this is one of Libra's cards. This is Jupiter in Libra. And when we're thinking about this growth, this abundance, this expansion, whatever it is, this content, or whatever it is that you're creating, don't let this stress you out. Don't let this get you frazzled, or feel like that you have to get pressure to solve this stuff right now. Let's zen for a second. Let's just ask ourselves some questions. What is it that you want to do? What is that's passionate to you? Queen of Cups, she's the type that, like, if there's something that really speaks to her, she's going to put in that research. The Queen of Cups, she's our first two decans of Cancer. She's a Cancer with a Gemini moon. And if there's information that she wants to learn about herself and things that she grows, any kind of hidden secrets, growth, anything like that, bet she's going to do in the work for that, Cancer. But I just also feel like too, and I feel like that's kind of more with this energy, just with where, getting closer to that Scorpio full moon and all of that. Just, make sure that we're in like a kind of a zen place, because it can be, depending on, where we're at on our journey, could potentially be an intense experience, but a cathartic one, work that's worth it. But I really also feel that, the Queen of Cups, being a Cancer, when if there's something if she's passionate about, she's going to nurture it to excellence. So, and I mean, that's necessarily, you know what I mean, Cancer? I just feel like it's she's going to create stuff. She's in water. You just think of just this water and fire and even earth energy. It's just really creative energy, Cancer. So let's get some more on this. You know what, Cancer? Actually, I think I'm going to get a little bit more on this Queen of Cups because I feel like there's, oh, wow. More? Okay. So, thanks, yourself. That was easy. More. Okay. Oh, okay. Last little bit here, Cancer. So, the Queen of Cups is clarified by the Judgment card. And let's switch back over because Judgment has been kind of following you around a little bit too here on and off. And you know what? I like that. If anything, this Judgment here, okay, that makes more sense. So I was like, why is she here? The Queen of Cups, or this Judgment Queen of Cups, I feel like it's asking yourself, how do you come into that, how we were talking about that student to teacher? What does that transformation look like? How do you come into your highest vibrational Queen of Cups energy, and which that's sick, and then when you're doing that, Cancer, once you've evolved, pass that experience along, share this journey just as you're growing. And again, I'm not saying this is something we got to do like right now, but just in the back of your mind, be thinking about what are some ways we can just add more value to the world, really fill up this space, with all these changes that are happening. So I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. I hope that made sense. That was an interesting reading for sure here, but I feel like this is something where you're like getting ready to go through some kind of, because I mean, judgment to the world here. I mean, we're getting ready to move on to something where it's like you're maturing, Cancer. That's what this energy really kind of gives me here. So, give it a thumbs up. Let's get Cancers growing here, because something's trying to cook up here, Cancer. And share this. If you know someone who has some great ideas, or you think might make a good teacher, or just might got some skills that is just like, dude, don't sleep on this. Come on, this Queen of Wands, let's go become this, because you got a lot of regal energy here, Cancer. We got a plethora of court cards here, but yeah, share this stuff. And then have all these royals. Subscribe and hit that bell button. You get notified around these videos each week. And then I'm on this app, social media. I'm on this app, Insight Timer. It's a free app. And I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a spot to drop positive affirmations and encouraging messages. While you're going through this, nuggets of wisdom, whatever, Cancer, while you're going through this, because you're becoming wise or something, yeah, drop that stuff in the group, and then as the group grows, I want to, Queen of Cups and I, we're figuring some stuff out as far as like, what we want to call these meditations once the group starts growing. So come on over, Cancer. Let's get this thing cooking. And then lastly, check your sun, your moon, your rising, check your chart, see what skills you're working at here. What qualities, what does Cancer look like as a leader, see what energies we can maybe start, coming into, really meditate on that, Cancer. Just even think with this four of Swords here, meditate on where you want to go next, and then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there, different monthly themes, or weekly videos there, just different themes in general. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. I love it. You got the Nine of Swords here. And I loved it just because he's chilling in the library. And while we're talking about that, let me get your Oracle card shuffle. But with the Nine of Swords, this to me, Cancer, I really feel like is that emphasis on really just understanding, where do you want to go? Like, what what do you want to do? And I feel like, think about this stuff, but try not to think too hard about it, because the Nine of Swords, we can get to a place where we can get caught in our head if we're not careful. Just like if you have any ideas, just start like getting a rubric, even just start up, do some bullet points. It's just like, just jotting down some things, just getting it out there in the ether, the energy, manifest it so that just so that it's out there, that so that you just get into practice. And I feel like that if we were to just take these thoughts and really start creating this stuff, provide something for other owls to read, to gain wisdom. I like that Nine of Swords. Some other owls to read or learn, anything along those lines, then I feel like that's going to really get you in a great place, Cancer. And I love that, because we got the Kava Kava in reverse here. And this is a card of community. And I like this, Cancer, because they're all kind of sitting on, we can kind of show this card, but real pretty card. Cancer, this is called the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. There are some cards that, YouTube might feel a little weird about. So get them out, check them out. They're really cool though. But with this community card, I feel like that with it being in reverse, share this stuff, Cancer. There's a need to like share some information that you have, Cancer. If you have a passion, blog it, YouTube it, Discord it, whatever this looks like, but do some things. I feel like more stuff to add just some value to your family, to your community, whatever that looks like. And I feel like that this is going to, who knows where, well, I'll tell you what's going to happen, Cancer. King of Coins is going to happen. You're just going to come into your Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Wands. That's all the energy that you're channeling, your royal energy. So bask in that, and steep in that energy and see where that takes you. So I like it. I'm gonna leave that there. So yeah, I hope that made sense, Cancer. I hope we found a little nugget of wisdom out of this complex library sometimes. This audio book here. But you stay safe out there, Cancer. Keep eyes on the moon. Think about this stuff, what Libra energy, what beauty do you want to bring to, we were talking about that with you, how the Empress was being aggressive. Maybe that was part of that too, Cancer. What beauty are you bringing to this world? Okay. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.